Now, let's move on to this, because I know this is something that a lot of people have had interest in. This is how you call a Warre Hive.
Yes, it's an odd pronunciation.
Okay, and let's actually maybe go through a couple, because I think there's different parts to this. This isn't all just brood boxes or
this
supers.
Obviously, we make a nice aluminum cover like all our other stuff.
Now, talk about the aluminum cover. Is this kind of your standard aluminum cover?
This is standard, yes.
This is standard, but how does it compare? Because it seems like this is a little bit heavier duty material than maybe a lot of other.
It's not. Most of your aluminum you buy in, like on the Langstrom hives, it's 32 gauge.
Right.
It's almost tin foil.
Okay.
This is 28 gauge. 28. So it's a lot stronger.
And this is standard. This is just part of your.
Everything comes with this. Yes.
Okay.
It's not always the exact same color.
Right.
All right. You can see we've got the yellow one over there.
Right. So that one's a little bit different.
This was a white, slate color.
Okay.
It's what I can find when I find it.
Right.
But I always try to keep the colors light.
Okay. And yeah, that's good sturdy material right there.
Yes. It's all bent and handbrake. It's good to go.
Okay.
All right. Inside of a Warre Hive, the first thing we have at the top is sawdust. This is a three-fold thing with the sawdust.
Now, does this come with it? I mean, if this is looking at the total package.
This is the total package.
So if they buy the Warre Hive, this is what they're getting.
You bet. The sawdust absorbs moisture.
Right.
It insulates, and it helps maintain the scent in the hive.
Okay.
And everybody knows about bees and scent. They want to keep the scent in the hive. The fellow that designed this, he made over 80 different styles of beehives before he settled on this one as probably the best beehive that he ever made, because of the way it's set up for the bees. It's easy for us to manipulate it, but it's also made for the bees. The size of it, the style that the bees operate, because if you know anything about the bees, bees will still do their own thing. They'll start at the top, and they'll work their way down.
Okay.
And the queen will be down, lay eggs up here. They move down through the hive. They're laying eggs all the way down. The top ones hatch out, and they fill the top ones with your honey.
So they start there with the brood, but then as they move down, they'll switch it to the.
They actually work their way down. So then by summertime, mid-summertime, fall time, you can take the top two supers off. We'll call these supers too, and that's your honey.
Okay.
They winter over in the bottom two boxes.
Huh.
Okay. And then in the springtime, you come out, you pick up the bottom two boxes, you put your other two back underneath them, and the cycle continues.
Okay.
Now you've got all new foundation. Not foundation, excuse me. All new wax, all new brood. So it's just continuous recycling.
Okay.
So it makes it what's the word I'm looking for? It makes it very economical. It makes it very easy to work. That was the idea of this hive.
Okay.
And it's made, once again, for the bees and how the bees like to live.
Okay. So let's go ahead and just open it up real quick. You know, some people may or may not have actually seen the inside of it. By design, Warres are the top bar hive style of frame, to where they draw out the comb.
Draw their own comb.
Right. And so this is just following the exact specs of the. Now in the future, you're thinking about actually even making these a little bit bigger, so they'll have to they'll have to pay attention on the site as to what size. Now, if someone wanted to specify the size they wanted,
make them as big or small as they want.
Okay, so
some people, they put top bars in Langstrom hives. So,
or frames in top bar hives,
or whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
A lot of people are obviously going back to the natural way of doing things.
Right.
Let the bees do what comes natural.
Right.
Rather than, okay, this is the cell size we want to make, and that's what you get stuck with. And then we have mite problems and bees that are too big, on and on.
Right.
Just keep having all these problems. But it's identical all the way down.
So these are identical. They have, so you're going to come with four supers or four supers, and then we're going to have the quilt. Is that what they call it?
The quilted cover.
The quilted cover with the sawdust, and then the actual.
And then the actual cover.
The actual cover itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very simple, very easy to operate. We also make a feeder for this.
Okay.
A top feeder for it.
A top feeder.
In the wintertime, you can, it's just like a Langstrom feeder, it's very similar.
So that would go between the top super and the quilt?
The quilt, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right.
And people can call you or email you about any questions or customizations they would want on that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now,
skip yours again?